Hello, everyone, and thank you for finding my series on work gigs for a fractured economy. It's a compiled digital series for working class communities by me, Dr. Tiffany Flowers. And I just want to say that I'm noticing that the series is now picking up because I think reality is setting in for a lot of people. I do have experience with this. If you've never heard of me before, I talked a lot about my story. It went viral a few years ago on Facebook where I talked about the struggles that my mother and I had being in the Reagan economy and how much pain and how much stress that it put on our family. And one of the things that I talked about uh, pretty candidly was just not being able to afford things and how stressful that in itself was. The idea that you know, my mom was still paying taxes, even though she was working three jobs. A lot of social services were being cut from after school programs. They had siphoned down the free lunch program a bit, um, and made it where a lot of people didn't qualify. Uh, Summer programs were being cut. I remember going to in second grade, I remember going to the summer programs for free in the summer. And my teachers, they loved it because they would get a paycheck. They would get to hang out with us in the summertime. It was very community based and it was focused on community organizing, which is something I research to this day. So I want you all to consider that it's not you. I think a lot of people are in trouble right now because not only can they not afford things that they previously could afford even 12 months ago. Now it's become such a struggle that their insurance has lapsed. They don't have access to health care, and now the health care costs are getting ready to rise. So it's no time like the present to really start talking about some ways that you can gig. I'm not one thinking that you need to do physical gigs all the time. I think that, I am going to include in this series some ways that you can make money online by creating content about things that you do know. And so this is actually one of those where you can schedule it around your time and you can get clients, and it's not easy, but it's a good way for you to make money. And there's tons of these types of positions around that you can work either part or full time. So the current job market reality is one that really doesn't signal job security, and this is exactly why I started the gig series. My name is Dr. Tiffany A. Flowers. I am someone who had to work 3 to 5 jobs going through school, and who knew that that would become information that I would share later after finishing my graduate degrees. And so one of the things that I wanted to talk to you about today is the idea that you will have job security in any job. Most jobs are at-will jobs, and most people don't realize that. You get evaluated on your job. You could get a good job evaluation and not end up there. Most jobs are year to year. And so it's very important that you do your work at your job, but each job you work, you should be working toward another job, especially in an economy where things are not, there is very little job security in terms of not being able to have a job, period. You're not being furloughed where you might not work a couple of days or you have to drop down to part-time. You have to make some adjustments for a small period of time. People are being terminated every single day. And if you come from the working class, this isn't a surprise. It happened in the 80s. I talked about this before in the series. And so you need to know how to protect your finances so that you'll be able to survive over these next 4 to 5 years as these policies take effect. So I want you all to consider going back and reading this article, Worried About Job Security, Take These 5 Steps Now to Protect Your Finances. I always point to people who are writing for publications who I think have something valid to say. There's a lot of garbage on the internet, but I think that what was in this particular article was important. The source is Yahoo Finance, November 6, 2025. And the writer is Ivania Pino. So I want you to make sure that you look that one up so that you can take a look at it. So I did pull this from the Peoria Journal Star. It is a newspaper in Illinois. And so I talked about making sure that you get reputable sources. So I am originally from Chicago. I try to keep up with what's going on in my home state, even though I don't live there anymore. I am working in the Midwest now, and so I'm always keeping up with what's going on, not just in the state that I live, but also in the region. So some of the current job market realities: more layoffs are coming to Illinois businesses this winter and spring. So what you need to be made aware of is that there'll be people laid off right before Christmas, and then there'll be people laid off right after Christmas. So if you know this is you, this is a good time to pick up what's called seasonal work. So I want you to look among the other 1 to 14 gigs to see what you can do. But you definitely need to have some gigs so that you're still bringing in a paycheck. Gig 15, travel agent or advisor. The rate of pay is $11 to $30. You can work part or full time. You can work in different industries, from working in the hospitality management industry to working in more small business. There's a lot of small businesses that still have travel agencies, or you can work as a travel advisor online. So the qualifications for this particular position is: you need to be able to type, you need training on using vacation booking software and websites, you need to be able to follow directions and listen to your clients, you need experience with traveling and booking hotels, resorts, flights, vacation packages, and rental cars. Where to find travel agent advisory gigs? You can find them on Indeed, LinkedIn, and ZipRecruiter. There are thousands of these jobs online. So if you are looking for more information, I do have information in the description section to kind of help you get started. I always include links so you have a place to go. I don't just post a video and just say, hey, this is the job. So, if there's ever a need for you to have more education or training or some type of certification or a license to do any of the jobs that I post, I normally post the information in the description section so that you can get to it relatively quickly. So if you're someone who is just discovering my content, please subscribe to my channel for more content at Tiffany A. Flowers on YouTube. I want you to consider that I do have other series as well, where I'm showing people how to save some money at the grocery store. I also have another series that I'm working on retooling for the 21st century for this economy. And so with both of those series, I'm talking to people more about what I believe in, which is that you have to have total lifestyle changes if you want to be able to survive. I was somebody who came from the working class. My mother and I did not have money. We didn't even have a car. There were people in our neighborhood who had cars. There were people in our neighborhood who had a washer and dryer in the house, and those are the ones that were considered to be doing well, during those times. That was not us, okay? So when I talk about how I'm creating these series for the working class, I'm very serious and dedicated to that. I have dedicated my life's work to working with the working class, and I will continue to do this work until I retire. I hope that this message finds you in a safe space. I'm hoping that the work that I'm doing is helping you. Please feel free to leave comments. I have enabled the comment section after receiving an email from someone, and I do look forward to hearing from you all, and I will post a lot more. I have at least 42 other jobs to post. I'm finding them every day. All right, take care.